working at this corporation and then going into school and doing all this research, we come now to the big topic of today, which is women empowerment. And I said to you when we first met, I think I said this where it's like a buzzword, like everyone's doing women empowerment, you know? And then I said to you, you know what? Women empowerment, what really is it? And who does it? You know, you see people talk about women empowerment, but they ain't talking about me. They ain't talking about me, you know. They're not talking about me, the single mom, Latina, hustling. You know, they're not talking about me. And I often thought to myself, I don't fit in that women empowerment group.
Yeah.
You know, it's like almost like these little subgroups of women empowerment. And it's again going through this, do I fit in this group or do I fit in that group? And why is that? And why can't it be just women empowerment for everybody? You know what I mean? So let's talk about that, Elizabeth, because that's like the topic that we were like, we're going to let go and get real.
I know, it's scary. It's like unleashing, like there's a lot inside, which in and of itself is interesting. I have a lot to say on like anger and women and whatever, but it is a healthy emotion. Okay. Women's empowerment. So I have had a very rocky journey as well with this word, with this field. And I have to say that it was another one of those very disillusioning experiences that was like very upsetting. And I'm just kind of coming out the other side of it, I think, because I was so like enchanted by the personal growth space, the life coaching space. I got my life coaching. To back up, I got my yoga teaching certification while I was still in corporate. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's so cool. Of course, I like did a style that was like very aggressive with like a lot of chaturangas. And I was like so competitive. And that was many years ago. But you know, that was kind of my first foray into this world before I really, you know, looked at it with open eyes. And then I got my life coach certification. And part of that process, I realized for me, I really wanted to understand how to create lasting change. And I felt like we were staying on the surface. And I'm like, I don't like everyone, including me, everyone I worked with, like we all know what we're supposed to do. Like, but like, why isn't it happening? And why don't we feel better? And it's almost like we're too goal oriented. We don't need like more frameworks to follow. So there's something else happening, which is what sort of propelled me actually to get my master's in psychology. Because I was like, I want to understand how to actually facilitate deep transformation in people and what's happening below the surface, which now I think you could call it mental health, which I didn't know that that's what I was exploring, but it's almost like, what is kind of the deeper issue going on here? And then as I'm, you know, in getting more and more deep into the spiritual space and the coaching world, I said, you know, I'd be in these coaching groups and these workshops and these master classes. And I would look around and be like, like no one else looks like me. Mm-hmm. And it took a long time to realize that, because what is a trip, which is, you know, part of my own journey right now around my racial identity, is I've been traditionally in all white spaces. I grew up in a predominantly white city. I went to a predominantly white prep school. I went, you know, my academic career mostly white colleagues and white teachers. The workplace, everyone was white. So when everyone